Ida MAHA Resi Alit, a village girl in Bali at the age of 21 years old, was ordained not just as the only, but the youngest female high priest of Hindu Dharma, the traditional religion of the deeply spiritual island of Bali, Indonesia. The arduous procedure to become a Hindu priest or priestess generally takes up to 3 years or more and requires extreme training under the guidance of a master teacher. Ida learned all requirements in just under 3 months. Her message is that no one has exclusive rights to the One, and that all things come forth from the One, which is the source of all complete existence. Its cosmic presence is manifested in many names and takes on all forms in order to make known its divine essence. Indeed, it is known theosophically that all parts are contained in the whole, and the whole is contained in all parts.
Swastiastu. Welcome to the Women's Broadcast Television Network here today, live in Bali at the Holy Champuan River, together with an amazing priestess, actually one rare priestess here in Bali, by the name of, and I hope I get this right, she is called Ida MAHA Resi Alit.
Yeah.
And it sounds more like this. Ida MAHA Resi Alit. Okay, we got that one right. So I would like to introduce you to a woman priestess, because normally around the world we find mostly men priests. And because we're here on a woman's channel, I'm very excited to be sharing her amazing story of awakening. She didn't study to become a priest, she became a priestess. And that story I'd like to talk to you about, and also get you ideas of how you can connect to Spirit, to God, to your source, and that it doesn't always have to be a pretty path. It can come, and often does, come from a deep journey when you come to your knees, when you really need help. And that was such a story for Ida. And I would like to ask you first, thank you first of all to be here. We're at the Champuan River Hotel, and this was the oldest hotel right by the Holy River, which had healing waters and was visited for the healing waters. And you are a priestess of water. You use water as a way to connect with your clients, people who seek.
In our tradition, in Bali, water is the most important thing we use to bless. So before, in Bali, we call our religion Hinduism. So our religion was, we call a Tirtha religion.
Yeah. The water
So we call
religion.
Tirtha religion.
Oh,
So when people need a blessing, we always do a water purification. So people can go to the spring water, to the sacred spring water, and then some people go to the priestess and doing the blessing. But it's a normal. It's just our old tradition. In our
But when you were 21, you had just come back from trying to find a job near Singapore, and that was
Bintan,
in Bintan,
Island.
an island. And you came home. The universe was not cooperating, making you a business person, manager, or anything. Sent you back home. Nothing happened, and you were depressed for quite a few months. Correct. And why did they choose you? I mean, you had to go through rigorous examination. You had to know things that you were never prepared. I mean, you had your Bali upbringing. You regularly had prayer, but what was that?
It's not about why, but it's more about the mystery of our journey as a human. I think all of the human in this world have a mystery, their own journey. So like me, when I came back from Bintan, I never at all imagined my life will become like this, become a priestess. Even I don't know. Yes, I was born in Bali with the tradition, with the religion, with the culture, but I was really young. 20 years old, 19, 20 years old. So I did not really understand even my religion. I just follow my family way, pray every full moon, pray every day, make offering, but I do not really understand. No, it's not like a all man. It's just know about religion, about culture, about tradition. I was really young, so I just follow my family way.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's what we usually do, right? We do what our parents do, and maybe we pray, but we maybe have a prayer that we say over Thanksgiving dinner, and that's maybe the extent. We celebrate Christmas in the Western world, but we don't really know how to connect with God.
Yeah.
We don't really know how to have our soul connection to the source. Tell me a little bit about that, how that happened for you, or how that can happen for people.
It's if we talk about a God, we will talk about a beliefness.
Belief, yes.
Beliefness, keyakinan. In bahasa we call keyakinan. So, like we talked before, for me, a beliefness or trust is not tidak terlahir dari is not created by.
Yeah, it doesn't come automatically.
Just be.
Right.
So in my word, I say look through penuhat manam, look through atkana mahat manam, the trum aspra mudra mantra. So it means what we call the soul come from there, from the up, and then
the vessel.
The vessel as a body, and then the body come from the 5 element from the earth, made from the is a tructum of the satvam. There are process.
Yes.
When the soul, when the body have a 5 sense, and then start upranikum, start and then when the body born, and then when the body the sub grow up. So between the soul and body together make a process.
A relationship evolves.
Make a process, a relationship with it, and then of course the consciousness is a practicum.
Yes.
Kesadaran adalah hal yang tertinggi sebelum keyakinan itu.
Yeah, the consciousness is the highest form of existence. Before we can have belief, it is there, and it comes into the vessel and merges.
We call jadi sebelum keyakinan, kesadaran itu adalah yang terutama. Kesadaran yang tertinggi.
Yeah, and that is a beautiful point. She says the consciousness is the most highest point of our being, and when we bring that into our vessel, and when there is a merger, we're not automatically merged with our full awareness of soul, right? It's a practicum. It's an evolution that happens. And this union, and when that comes and we're lit up from the inside, that's when we really are alive, and that's when magic happens. That's when we really feel like we're in the flow of life.
Yeah. Because misteri dari sebuah keyakinan, apapun itu dimulai dari keyakinan. Whatever we start from the beliefness. Everything we start from beliefness. Keyakinan adalah dasar, adalah foundation untuk praktikum.
So once that connection is made, then we have a trust, a belief. Then it's not something we learn. It's not something you can get from a book. It's something that happens by opening.
And
then the beingness. Beautiful. I get chills just talking to you. Then the beingness radiates from the inside out with a belief, with a certainty. And I know, and I can summarize this, I have heard from many of my friends who've come to her water blessing ceremony here in Bali. You sing mantras, you pray, they have water poured on them in their purification process. And they go sometimes through something you went to when your grandfather did that to you. Can you tell them what happened to you in the first moment of such a blessing?
It was I was in the temple, and then he did a bless, and then he told me sit down, and then put your hand together, and then breathing in, breathing out, and it is suddenly I don't know, emotional just came up, emotional just came up. I was crying and rolling in the field of the temple, and just like screaming. It's just emotional reaction.
Releasing.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, releasing. Yeah.
And do you know what brought, or if I may ask you, my American mind wants to know,
Yeah,
what happened?
okay.
Why did the emotions come out?
You know, when I think this, I need to tell you a little bit story. When I came back from the Bintan Island, and then I just in Bali, and then yeah, I was fine, you know, I was fine, and then after that, and then suddenly I heard many things about some of my friends. There are some my friend, there are some my friend already married, have a family, and then have a job,
Yeah.
and then in
money.
university, and then they
Yeah.
make money, and then I just and then wake me up, you know, woke me up, and then what happened with me? I didn't I didn't I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
I didn't make money, and I just stay home, and just like this, and then from that, I think I start emotional,
Becoming emotional.
becoming emotional, and of course just cry, and then worry coming, and then afraid, and just like that, and then after that, of course my mom see me, I was changed, and
Right.
then yeah, it was sad for her, and then she told to my
Grandfather.
grand uncle. My grand uncle is he's a monk. He's a holy man,
Oh, yes.
and then that's why then we went to the temple in our village, and then we did the ceremony, and then he blessed me with water, and emotional just came out. I cried and like that.
You
Yeah,
could finally release all that.
yeah.
And in that releasing or emptiness, or what did you feel?
It's I feel just calm.
Calm.
I just come, but because I did not really understand at the time.
Yeah.
I just feel calm,
Yeah.
and then he after that he just took me to his friend, and then again he did water purification again.
Yeah.
His friend is a spiritual man and also meditation teacher,
Oh, yeah.
and then he gave me advice, and then you have to be the meditation. Before I did not know what is meditation. I just know pray in my tradition in Bali, pray every day, just like that.
Yeah.
And then he told me to do the meditation, and yeah, meditation and praying every day, and they gave me some advice, or who knows, God gave you away, and then you have a job, and you can continue your education, and it's very
Yeah.
very a good advice from them. And then short story, and then I went to my grand uncle's. I did meditation often in at his house. So he had a small meditation place, a meditation room, and I did meditation maybe for first time. It was very bored, you know.
Boring.
I was sleepy and like that, and
Right.
For 5 times I did the meditation, I was really, I don't know, it's just like my body sick. My stomach, I felt my stomach was like a strain,
Yeah.
very weird. And I thought maybe something wrong, but and then later my stomach like shaking, my body shaking, and then up and down like that, and then this is suddenly, I don't know, my mouth just like I just spoke up. I like chanting. I did not understand. I didn't understood what I was chanting. It just very fast, and then just came out like that. Yeah.
Did your grand uncle ever tell you what it was?
No, never. We just did meditation. I was behind him,
Okay.
and then he just meditation too. He did meditation, and then this sudden, I don't know, and then I was chanting fast, and then I know it just suddenly he faced to me, and then
Yes.
he just showed me, yeah, like that.
Beautiful.
Namaste. My name is Ilona Selke, and I'm an international author, an international seminar leader, and wellness coach. I will teach you the power of your mind so that you can learn effortlessly how to work from the inside out. I will bring the wisdom of our wellness center Shangri-La that we have in Bali to you and help you tap the power of your subconscious mind. Most people think it takes a lot of effort to get results, but the real power to get results starts in your mind. Let me help you work from the inside out and teach you stress management tools and fitness tools that get greater results with less effort. Whether you choose yoga, meditation, fitness, or wellness, I will be by your side to guide you step by step. Over the last 25 years, I have helped thousands of people worldwide to achieve their goals. If you train your mind in tandem with your wellness goals, you will harness the results that world-class athletes have been using for decades to get the results that you want. And I'm very much looking forward to meeting you and assisting you on your journey to greater balance, wellness, and health. Namaste.
Yeah. And so the awakening came rather quickly for you.
Yeah, very quick. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Only 3 months.
And right, so it took a short time, and then somehow a board of examiners and priests looked at you. What normally takes people a few years, 3 years minimally, right?
Yeah. Mm.
So what made that come like that? What do you say now? What happened?
Setiap kejadian selalu ada proses. I didn't wanna, everything happen always there a process. So
Right.
I didn't want to say like a conflict or a conflict of pro and contra, but I feel more right if I say everything happened there a process. Also in that process at that time, the process also is not easy. It's not spontaneously people accepted me.
Yeah.
As like that, of course, because the rule in Bali to become a high priestess, minimum 45 or 46 years old, and then I was
45 and you're 21.
yes, I was 20
Yeah.
years old, and then
Yes.
it was there. Yeah, some people talk about that, agree, they're unagree, and it's just like their process. Yeah, of course. But I don't know. At that time, I just follow. I just go flow and then follow the time, the situation. Even people talk not good thing about
Negatively,
me.
yeah.
But I don't know. I could not say anything. I
Right.
could not. It's hard to explain. Really.
Right.
It's very hard to describe.
It's an internal
Yeah,
process.
yeah.
So I know that it has been said you went through out-of-body experiences or near-death experiences. Is there anything that you can tell people about the other world that really helps or influences our physical? You know how we were saying the soul comes and touches the physical. See, in the West, most of us think of being the body is enough. That's what makes us. We learn, the brain learns, and that's what makes us human, right? We are a functioning body system. Well, in Bali, and especially with your feeling now, what would you say makes a full human, and then how can we get there?
Well, I think we just need to be a person and autonom, accept, and like I say, start from your beliefness first. No beliefness can happen without humility, because when
Humility.
humbleness, humble.
Yes.
And we cannot believe something. We cannot pray or even believe without a humble and dedication first.
Yes. Okay.
So dedication is a dedication, a bond from a beliefness. When beliefness is a luctrum from the consciousness.
Okay. Arises from.
Yeah, rise from the consciousness.
Yeah. So consciousness brings and touches into the body, brings about a sense of, it's emerged. So now life makes sense.
Yeah.
From that belief, we open ourselves to the greater universe, and from there, everything starts flowing
it is
together.
flowing with between rational,
Yes.
logical, spirit, mental, emotional,
Yes.
and of course is of and a spiritual spiritual intelligence.
A spiritual intelligence, that is beautiful. You know, they have the intelligence quotients, they have the emotional quotients, and the spiritual quotients. And how can maybe somebody who's just starting out in the world start opening themselves to the higher spiritual quotient?
You know, it's not we first we start from beliefness and then humble. So when we have a willingness to reach the high spiritual, so no expectation at that process, you know.
Okay, so first we open ourselves.
Because expectation is a more desire, ego, and humble is a sacred thing that we can get through the Hatmam. So I don't know how
it
to
opens
explain,
up the invitation to the soul to come in.
Yeah.
It's more like, I'm willing, please teach me, please help me.
Yeah, then and wisdom from the inner is will come. We never know
Reveal
when,
itself.
but just be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, in the book Eat, Pray, Love, which I'm sure many of you have heard about and probably even read, the author, the woman, comes in the very beginning to the point where her life just is falling apart, nothing is working, and she's on the knees in her bathroom crying her eyes out.
Yeah.
And it sounds a bit like your journey, and there she says, God, help me. Please, I don't know what to do anymore. Please help me. It's that deep humbleness that makes us say, I'm willing. There's a higher force. Maybe I don't know where it is.
Yeah.
Just help me. And that humbleness is what you're saying. It is what it takes.
Yeah, humble. Okay, maybe I need humble, upronum. Okay, humble is kind of beliefness, and then upranikum, dedication.
Dedication, okay.
And from the dedication, aprunikum, the consciousness.
That's when it starts
Consciousness,
opening.
and then consciousness, breathing of the rukum. And union your our soul
Unifies.
and soul and fact, a dimension are all of a layer of our body.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is so beautiful, because we think in the West, don't we think very much that life has like 3 dimensions and that's what we see and that's what we get? Well, I love the Bali approach. I love the deeper spiritual wisdom of many cultures, is that we have the vessel, the body, but then there is soul that comes in, and our emotional parts, our mental parts, and our spiritual parts all belong together, and we need to nurture them to be a full human being.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one of the messages that you really want to give to the world, that if maybe you can put in your own words in your Facebook page, it says you believe that the one is in the many is in the one. I mean that God is in everything and everything is in God.
God is Tuhan adalah intisari dari proses kehidupan itu.
Yeah. Everything stems from God.
Yeah.
Everything comes out of
It's
God.
from God,
It's
because
the ground of beingness.
Yeah. Intisari mean essence.
Essence. Okay.
So Tuhan adalah intisari dari proses kehidupan,
Yeah.
dan itu terlahir dari kepercayaan kita,
Yeah.
lahir dari keyakinan kita, di mana keyakinan itu tidak terlahir tapi ada di dalam jiwa kita.
Yeah.
Itulah ruptum obrofanam Ishwan.
Yeah. God comes out of from everything you've said, it's like consciousness merges with the form, and the form then gives expression, experience. That belief, it evolves within us. It's not something you can decide on. You cannot make it happen.
Yeah. We also can say belief to God is a come from your beliefness. And then your beliefness is not tidak terlahir, is not born. But just be in your soul.
Yeah. Okay, so one more question I would like to ask Ida, whether she has a message, something that you really would like to share from Bali with us here in the West. What would that be?
Yes, so if more people believe in God,
yeah.
this will more people will be find find their beliefness, their beliefness inside, in their soul. Yeah,
They will find their soul, their truth.
yeah.
Yeah. And I am so at home here in Bali, and I feel like I thank you so much for making that your soul journey. You help people make that journey to find their trust. Earlier I spoke with one of the friends here who came and met you 4 years ago. She came from Canada, and she's here with us. But she said that she was all over the place, and when she came to you and you did the water blessing, it went so deeply into her that it awakened in her again that belief, that trust, and she started opening, and you remained in her consciousness for all those years and came back to that moment of like surrendering in dignity, in humbleness to a blessing. Opens us up to God. And in that moment we go like, God, do with me what you wish, and there is an opening. So you facilitate all these people. So thank you so much for dedicating your life to this journey.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much for watching. Ida here with me on Quantum Living, live with Ilona Selke here in Bali at Champuan Hotel by the holy Champuan River. And thank you so much for sharing your wisdom and your awakening as such a young, enormous priestess. Thank you very much.
My pleasure. I'm
Thank
so
you.
happy.